Hello, everyone. Welcome back. We're back again. Kimmy Titan here.
Whoa, that's crazy. It's supposed to
Storm
be Tom
here.
here. Tom's here. I'm here too.
How is that creature in the wall? Is he actually in the wall?
Installation Titan.
Insulation Titan? Is he actually in the wall? I think that's what we're convinced on now. Like
I
you
think
guys
it's in the wall.
were convinced of that right away. I was not. I was like,
Of
yeah, he's
course.
peering
Stuck in
through
the
it.
wall
But
with you.
that would make more sense because she only punctured so far through the wall. So that's weird. That is so weird. Can you imagine just being part of a wall for hundreds of years?
Yeah, I could totally imagine that.
My back hurts. I have so many issues right now. Man,
Into the air
so
holes.
yeah, so we were talking about the religious aspect of, Titans probably saving humanity at one point, or at least their bodies helping humanity, building the wall, or using alchemy or something to make the
Alchemy.
wall. We didn't say
Isn't
that,
Full
but
Metal
I'm just throwing
Alchemist.
that out there now because I love Full Metal Alchemist. So yeah, this is season 2. The first episode starts episode 26. I'm not used to that. I just thought it was going to be episode 1 again, so I just quickly looked through to make sure that there weren't any episodes before this. So this is right after the finale of last season. So it starts or continues with 26 because last episode was 25.
226.
It's different things make
Okay.
me worried. Because I'm like, I don't want to jump
Don't be
that far
afraid of
ahead
change.
if there's actually 26 episodes of season 2 or something. But anywho, we're watching on Crunchyroll. Shall we get into it?
Let's do
Yes.
it.
Let's do it. And don't read the title. 226. No! What a way to die. Oh my god, that's nasty. They pulled his head right off. That wasn't even quick. That was it? That went by so fast.
I think it went so fast.
That felt like 10 minutes.
Yeah, it did.
Not for him.
So look at
What a way to
this.
start another season. Wow.
So Bigfoot is real?
I mean, he's freaking
Bigfoot's
huge.
really smart.
See, he can talk, but he hasn't been in touch with people for a while. That's why he wasn't sure if they could speak
Yeah.
the same language or not.
Look at the pictures here and the music in English. It's like so eerie. Oh, that's so freaky. Wow. So mind
Kind of has
blown.
that
Wow.
medieval look to it.
And it's looking like they're showing like from the past. They've always been.
Yeah, see, I
An
think the
issue.
key to this is in the past.
Ew, look at this.
Yes.
Oh my god. The ending credits are disgusting.
I wouldn't be surprised if humans were their own enemy back then. Like, whatever they did to these titans is the reason why they're coming after them for.
Yeah.
That new one is freaky. Annie could speak. We actually joked, what was it, last episode, if they could talk or something? Like, how
Yeah.
ironic.
Yeah, like I thought Annie was going to talk to Aaron, but this Titan is far more advanced. Like he was the superior of the other ones,
I thought
And
he
then you
was
could
gonna be-
understand
telling them what to do, when to strike, and even like like wanting to talk to him and say, oh, like he understands. Oh, you must be frightened, and he
Yeah.
knows that you want to get to our nape. And
He's having
Very
a normal
intelligent.
conversation, very intelligent, calm. Even picking up the device, he was very gentle when he did it. And he was walking away, like he left them scared and quiet. He wasn't going to harm him, I guess. Maybe eventually he was going to say, you guys can move now anyways, but not until he yelled out. So I wonder if he had a purpose there too, where he's like, well, if you don't fight me and you're just submissive,
I'm not going
then
to kill
I'll
an
leave you
unarmed
alone.
person or
yeah,
something. or-
until he yelled out.
And then he didn't even care. He was kind of like, well, it has to be this way.
Mhm.
And he just watched. So I think
And
this isn't good. I mean,
no, it's not
Yeah.
good. He brought the maneuver gear back to wherever he came from.
Yeah, he said,
Maybe he
I'll
has
take this back.
Yeah, maybe he has humans that he is in charge of as well.
Or
And-
others like him.
Yeah, and maybe they're so controlling over the other simpler titans that they'll kill them if they don't do what they
Maybe
say.
he's part of the
you
shaved
just
chest
crushed
clan.
that first one. Oh my God. Yeah. So
And we thought we were surprised with the titans in the walls.
Yeah.
it's always something. The female Titan and, Aaron, it's just all these
But-
huge surprises.
Speaking of the Titans and the walls, though, we didn't get any answers on that, even though she asked all the questions that we were asking.
And we
Or I was
knew,
asking at least.
you guys were even saying right away that it had to be a religious thing, that we have
Tom
these
did.
followers,
Well,
these worshippers that
because
really.
I think the religion is based off of what happened,
Mhm.
and they just kind of put it in the form of, God did this for us, God
Yeah.
helped us, so
He
it became
was-
a religion.
The priest was willing to sacrifice his life. He was terrified, but he believed so much in his faith that he was willing to die with it. It's just crazy to know he'll go that far. I mean, how scary is it that?
Yeah.
But
Every-
He's adamant about it. He's just like,
humans are very curious people that you tell them what's going on in there, they might want to investigate it, and it's just opening up a literal can of worms.
Yeah.
So maybe there's a reason why maybe he's sworn into secrecy, in that position.
How do Titans in the wall keep it secure? Like, if light leaks
Sunlight
in there,
apparently does something to it, so maybe keeping him out of the sun. Because remember when Hanji was doing tests on him, she said she kept them like undercover or something, and they got weaker. But it took them a while, so maybe sunlight has something to do with it, or
But
at least for
why-
the big ones.
like, how? So many questions. I'm sorry, but like, getting them into the wall in the first place, how is that even possible? I think that would be harder to do instead of just slicing the net, because you'd have to be able to contain them, cement them in there, and that takes a lot of time.
Maybe they had other Aryans that were able to control their Titans to help them.
But why? Like, maybe.
and why would this priest, and apparently his parishioners knew, and there's hopefully, well, a lot of them
There's more than
perished
just
in
that.
there, but those people, they knew, and they're keeping it all silent.
But we're assuming they do too, because it is part of their religion. But we know the priest knows. Maybe they just know the Bible or whatever, and maybe there's context saying that the Titans somehow helped us, or I don't know, where they don't know that they're actually in the walls.
Well, what if, like, when the Colossal Titan kicked the wall, or when the Armored Titan ran into the other wall, maybe they were looking for the Titans, and instead of just breaching a wall to get Titans to kill people, maybe they were looking for their fellow Titans.
Maybe
they're
they
looking
can
for their
smell
people.
them. Maybe they know they're there somewhere, and that's why it's attracting them to the wall. And then when they just go inside the wall, and they're just
Maybe
just
we were
getting
the
at
ones
the people because
in
they
the
think
past
the
that
people are bad.
maybe we attacked the Titans and did this to them with the wall, and now they took them a long time, but they finally decided to attack the humans to see if they can reclaim their people.
Yeah,
It's
like
so
a retaliation.
insane. I mean, we see these monsters. I mean, they're all really scary, the Titans, but we've seen them where they're so removed. They just mindlessly eat, and they're very violent, and they don't have any emotions at all, really, besides rage and eating. And then we see these more intelligent ones. So now it really opens that up where, that might be a possibility where there are a lot like them that have feel.
Well, look at Annie. Look at
do
Annie,
feel.
and look how much more advanced this, balded chest one is. Because he can actually talk. He can be calm. He can think. He can apparently go after horses.
And what's his deal? I know, and he goes after horses. Like, why even harm the horse? He was just making a statement. I mean, just to throw us off, that a Titan who's fuzzy, which is different too, intelligent, and
almost
he
like a
grabs a
primate.
horse. Like, why hurt the
looks like-
horse?
He looked like Bigfoot from a Goofy movie.
He does. Yeah, we just saw that.
We just saw that.
That was good. Yeah, I mean, that
And there
was so
might
freaky.
now it's opening doors to, is there going to be an alligator one? Is there going to be an elephant one? Is there going to be a rhino?
Now we're gonna upgrade even more.
Well,
I mean,
in the opening
Dinos.
credits, though, remember you saw them running
Yes.
alongside of like dinosaurs and all that kind of
Yes.
stuff. So maybe they are integrated with, different creatures
Oh
of the
my
time.
word.
that's kind of neat,
They're
though.
doomed.
It's bizarre, but I think that's so cool to like mix that into history, where maybe this power didn't start with Titans. Like, look at dinosaurs. Maybe they started
Maybe
as
it's a fusion
lizards,
type of
and they
Yeah,
somehow
it's-
fuse in a certain way. You get like the perfect
Mhm.
match, and you fuse, and you become larger, and it just over time you become bigger and bigger, and you.
Well,
learn.
I mean, in the opening, they showed like everybody's heart was like the highlight. No matter who it was, a Titan, a human, a dinosaur, a horse, all the hearts were glowing. So I'm wondering if it's some kind of fusion thing going on. It's like a combination of energies from the different animals
maybe
that you fuse into one being.
because it really opens
Could
up that
very well
theory.
be.
Because now we see him; he looks like an ape more so than a
Yes.
man. So he had a fuse with like some
The
kind of
long
primate.
arms.
He hasn't been involved with people in a long time because he's never seen the maneuvering gear before. He thought that they were speaking the same language, but he didn't confirm it until the end. So, I mean, he hasn't been around people in a long time. So he could be fused with some kind of a primate, or King Kong.
Or he evolved like that over time. Like maybe he's been a Titan for so long that he just evolved.
Or maybe he was very intellectual to begin with.
Yeah. But like to actually,
I mean,
it seems backwards, but maybe just being out in the wild, and maybe he started off as a person and he always stayed intelligent, but he just evolved into different creatures. Maybe he fused along the way, or maybe
he was one of the humans from the wall from the past
who broke free.
Who decided
and he's very much a leader.
That's what like. Does the power mix in and make it stronger?
Well, what if this person? Let's say he was a person in that Bigfoot one.
Yeah.
And maybe he lived in the walls in the past, but didn't like the way that the Titans were being treated, and decided to go off on his own. Maybe with all his knowledge and stuff, he just went off into the. Decided to learn about it and find a way to fuse and became what he is. And decided to shave his chest for some reason.
That poor guy, like just standing there, and he's like, "Oh, here comes my horse," and
I know.
Get out of here.
There's Titans that are so creepy, cartoony.
They get worse
one that
and
look
worse.
like Jerry Seinfeld.
But just look at Aaron, look at Annie, and look at Bigfoot, and you can see the difference in how advanced each stage is. I mean, he's 17 meters. They said. I think he said. So he's
huge.
A lot bigger.
Tremendous.
He's huge.
So, as we know, he is full flesh and now fur on top of that. Because we've seen normal flesh ones, we've seen muscle ones that seem stronger.
So it almost seems like different stages of
evolution.
Evolution.
Yeah. I mean, the muscled ones, like the armored ones, seem more advanced than the normal flesh ones that we've been seeing. And Aaron considered a flesh one. I mean, you can see more of his teeth and stuff.
Usually bigger too.
Yeah,
and maybe
bigger.
it was due to the evolution, like you say. If you build off of that, like they were showing at the end, where Titans were advancing to like a Viking ship, or people crossing the ocean, and they had armor on. Like they take a little bit of every, like this one just took the maneuvering gear. Like they take a little bit from their victims, and they somehow fuse to that. Yeah.
They'll be fused to either the next generation Titan or something.
Yeah.
I'm
like
curious.
They didn't take the swords, but he took the gear.
Yeah.
Well, he knew what the swords were because he knew what they were.
Yes, and he said,
so
you
must
know
have
how to
seen
get
them.
to the nape.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if they are fusing with things, but we have muscle armored ones, we have normal flesh ones. It seems like when you're the muscle armored, we'll say, you're more advanced, they're more intelligent, and now we have this ape looking one, but he's fully flesh, there's no muscle. So it's almost like you go backwards where you're flesh, muscle, and then you could turn into this form, but not that it's in an order that way, or they're split up into different groups.
Well, it maybe has something to do with like the how smart they are. Like if they're just dumb, like the majority of the ones that we see, like if they're primitive or they don't have the intellect to grow, they get stuck in that smooth,
but how can they understand that ape one, the beast one? How can they understand him, Because then they're like, you can move now, and they actually stayed calm. That one leaning against the building, staring at it, like that was so freaky. Like that gave me chills. And he waited until they were triggered. Oh yeah, you can move now, and then they just went for it. So they understand to a certain extent.
Maybe it's not the language so much as like body language.
Yeah, maybe they know. Okay, when he leaves, do your thing. But it was on his command, though.
Yeah, because he was walking away for a bit before he even said that. They stayed cool about it.
Even the one that disobeyed, that little potato head one, he still killed it. I mean, he killed it, so he's not afraid to kill his own.
Popped his eyeball
yeah, it was no problem. He was like, squish. It's like, oh, you're beneath me anyway. So he's definitely super advanced. He's seems a bit arrogant, like he's just better than everything. He can do whatever he wants.
He's a leader of whatever.
He's a leader.
Tribe he's from, or.
And why is a female Titan even a thing? Like there's only one female per how many male?
Yeah, it's a good question too, because I think
And we're
there
only
are
saying female
some,
because
but
they're saying female. So, I mean,
yeah,
we
and we've
know it's
only seen
Annie,
one.
Well,
but
and the female looks like a female compared to all the other
yes,
ones that
Because we
don't.
have seen a few that it's kind of like you don't know what sex they are because
androgynous. Yeah.
they don't have private parts anyways. But
Well, I mean, they have male traits though, usually.
yeah,
Yes.
but there were some
Yeah.
that looked very female that kind of looked like they were breasted, like they had breasts, but we couldn't really tell. But her, we
True.
definitely could, because I
Yeah.
think we were questioning that early
Yeah,
on.
and
with the fear.
she was a threat to many of our guys, many of the squad that we're following.
Well, this just gets more and more
So many
discouraging
questions.
because it just gets
Yeah,
worse and worse. with
it's
these
more and more
beings.
depressing, really. I mean,
And they're in the walls, like there's no safety. We're fearful enough
But
because
I think
we're
humanity
losing-
did something to cause this.
yeah.
They thought they're doing this great thing by.
good old humans.
Well, I mean,
We're always
they think
ruining
what they're
something,
doing
aren't
is
we?
right, but it's actually not. But you don't realize it for a long time.
yeah.
Are they in the dirt now? Are they below? I mean,
I know.
Where are they? They're
And make sure they don't see
now?
Just one punch through the
Okay.
wall, or it starts decaying or breaking up in some way. You have a bad storm, a lot of flooding. You're gonna have light eventually leak through. Like you need people manning those
But see,
walls
You
all
really
the
need
time
to
make sure they don't
interrogate
get any
that
light.
priest.
Well, yeah, with the wall too, though. See, if they kill the Titans, they just disintegrate.
Yeah.
So,
It'll be
and
hollow.
whatever's inside could get away. So by keeping them pent up where they can't do anything, then you control them forever.
True.
As long as
Yeah,
they're
I
getting
mean,
full sunlight.
I'm trying to see the
Unless they rejuvenate.
reason there,
It was
but
still awake, but it
gotta know
was
more.
very sluggish. So I don't think. I think the sun gives them like power, like
unless
energy.
they had abilities to actually protect their neck and they were smart. But if they were smart, I don't see how they were able to contain them. But just to put the effort in to do all that, to make sure they were sluggish enough to build a wall and cure it and have time to like make it perfect all the way around multiple Titans, I'm sure.
Right,
Like I
at
feel
your
like,
back.
Yeah, I feel like that would be so much more involved and harder to do than sending people out just to cut the neck up with the wedge out.
I think the religion has the key to how this whole thing started.
Yeah.
And how we thought we were doing right, but it was I think we're doing it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
We're getting the Titans more pissed off at us, and they're coming looking for their own people.
It's insane. Like, I love it because it's unpredictable. I really thought I'd be able to, like, guess a few things, and we're constantly shocked every turn, and it's always worse and worse off. It's terrible.
It's true. And even, like, going back to the human aspect of the past, what we did in the past is now we're paying for it now. But you still have people in the present that are keeping things away from military, from the regular population, this religious sect, if you will. They're just keeping they're keeping it under wraps. And
Well, I think it has something to do with like I said before, that humans are very curious that if they say, these walls are filled with Titans, people are going to have the insecurity. They're going to say, well,
yeah,
let's-
like they are now. Now they're getting all
yeah, we don't want
wigged
Titans
out.
as close to our families, so why don't we, open up a section of wall, take out a Titan, open up a section of wall, take it out. And if they do that, they're going to release this hell on earth.
But I
I mean,
really
it's
feel that
terrifying.
knowledge is power. They really need to know.
Well, yeah, but I mean, they might not see it that way. They might say
Yeah.
that they're doing this society a favor by not telling anybody. So they might think they're doing something right, but they're actually not. That's what I mean. Like,
Yeah,
it's a conflict of interest.
Yeah.
it is, because you're going to
Like-
have so many people have different views. Military's going to have different views. People
Yeah, they're
within the
gonna be-
military are going to have
gonna be-
different views.
The scared people are going to be like, let's get rid of these things. You're going to have the people who will be like, well, no, they're not actually causing any harm. They're going to go back and forth, and one side's going to win.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
What-
now it's
Jeez.
coming to a head where they have to, they have to know
They
something.
have to make a decision.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm. How terrifying. I mean,
man.
either way you look at it, there's so many risks involved, It's just terrible. I like how this title's only, it's really short and it says Beast Titan. That's nice instead of a long sentence.
Bigfoot Titan.
Makes sense, Beast Titan. So I think we'll end it there, guys, because Tom has to go to sleep because you've been working nights for a long
I know,
time
poor
and it's getting
Tommy.
late for you. It's early. So thank you guys so much for watching. Please subscribe and we'll see you very soon as always. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Give us some likes, y'all.
Give it a like. Subscribe.